This highlights his fucking hypocrisy, as he called clavicular a mentally ill retard for roiding when he fucking did it himself. Now, hello guys, today I'm going to talk about the curious case of the primal clown solar youth. He is a hypocritical pseudo-scientific imbecile, who I'd be surprised has come up with 1 ounce of knowledge his entire existence. Well, where to start off to expose this absolute fraud? Well, there are many avenues, but let's start off with his Save Europe persona he pushes.
We're going to give an intellectual history on how universities in the West, in America, in Canada, in Europe, in Australia, and New Zealand got taken over, and how it got so that the professors who are teaching subjects in these universities are actually against the very country that they're in. And I don't mean against in the way that they actually want to help it, they want to improve the lives of people, they want to create families, they want people to be happy. No, instead, people in these universities, professors, are literally criticizing the country itself. They're literally destroying the country itself. They're degenerating its culture.
On the surface, he pushes back against interracial dating and boldly claims that Europe is falling, while saying he knows how to fix it. Even though I somewhat agree with his points, he makes himself and his points invalid by contradicting them, thus worsening the very movement he's trying to promote. How could he truly want to save Europe if he himself doesn't even live in Europe and lives in a third world country like Brazil? How could he empathize and express the struggles of people in Europe when he himself isn't experiencing and going through them? How could he be against immigration if he himself is an immigrant? How could he denounce race mixing, yet he does it himself? It just shows he's putting on a persona for popularity on the internet and doesn't truly believe in them, as he's constantly contradicting himself. This makes everything he's trying to promote look like garbage. As you'll see in the next point, he does similar with another subject which he promotes. Now on to the second point. He defaces the community he supposedly loves, this being the primal community. He does this through spewing uneducated and illogical nonsense. In addition, he's against science and denounces it, believing all modern science it is a Jewish cope. This makes him equivalent to the average junkie down the road, who supposedly thinks his special white powder is healthy, as it makes him feel good. I sympathize with creators in his niche like Face IQ and Excellent Health, who have somewhat plausible explanations of why to eat the primal diet. To clarify, I'm very against the primal diet, and the plausible explanation these brighter primal influencers give when further examined can be easily disproven. I do truly believe he's giving it a worse reputation, so for this, solar youth, keep up the good work. And to put the nail in the coffin, the ascension he claims to have due to the primal diet wasn't actually due to the diet, as he looked as good when he wasn't on primal diet. This completely debunks the need for the primal diet for the goal of looksmaxing, as he looks the same if not worse on the primal diet. This takes away a big part of his claim to fame being his purportedly insane transformation, when in reality it was a dissension. Now, to truly seal his fate, I'm going to show evidence that he roided, though this isn't 100% confirmed, as I have no conclusive proof. I'm rather making a very educational and likely judgment that he most likely roided. Now, why do I think this? It is due to the progression in his physique and the timeline. First off, he claims to have gained this much muscle in 6 months.
January to June of 2022, and I was starting to develop some muscles. I went every other day. I was very disciplined. I didn't miss one day. I was going to get muscles. And
keep in mind he has newbie gains here, also claiming to eat in a significant calorie surplus. This can give us an idea of his muscle building genetics and natty level. Now, as you can see, he has very average genetics, if not below average. Now I'm going to show you a 2-year progression with average genetics.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in.
Now I'm going to show you his 1.5-year progress after his 6-month newbie gains. Keep in mind we know his muscle-building genes are lackluster, as well as him being 6'2" to 3", meaning he needs more mass to fill out his...
Then around June or July of 2022, I broke my elbow in half, as you can see right there. So I broke my elbow in half, so I was out of commission for a month or two for lifting, but I hated that. I wanted to lift so bad, I wanted to get muscle so bad, because I thought that the only looks thing that matters at all was your muscles, which of course is not true, but that's what all the gym guys say. That's what most men who try to improve themselves actually believe. They think it's only muscles and that, you know, the face doesn't even exist, you know, that doesn't even exist. It's all your muscles and your body and your abs and everything. And so anyway, after about a 1 or 2 month break, I got back to the gym in August 2022, and I just went like ham, went every other day. And I did that until around December of 2023, around November, December 2023. And I got really strong during that period. I went every other day without fail. I was always doing, you know, upper body, shoulders, traps, triceps, biceps, etc., chest. I was doing everything. And, you know, I would bike for my legs, and my legs got developed too. But, you know, I was trying to get as muscular as I could. And if you look at the photos, I got really muscular because...
frame. As you can see, there is a dramatic explosion in muscle mass from 6 months to 2 years. Now keep in mind this is after the significant amount of newbie gains in the first 6 months. He also claims to have done nothing differently in terms of excuse. This means he gained between 5 to 6 times that of what he gained in the first 6 months. Keep in mind muscle growth is similar to what's shown on the graph, with the majority of your gains coming in the first 6 to 12 months. Which is why I highly suspect him to have roided. This highlights his fucking hypocrisy, as he called clavicular a mentally ill retard for roiding, when he fucking did it himself. Now to conclude, Solar Youth is a hypocrite, which constantly contradicts himself. This then discredit all his points even if they're valid. He defaces both the primal/raw meat community and the pro-Europe community. It's really interesting how he's actually got to such a level of success considering this. Also, I'd like to hear any specific thoughts from people in the primal community. I don't really get to hear their thoughts. Most of the time I'm glad. But this time I'd be generally curious to hear. Now my final piece of advice to Mr. Solar Youth, the man of the hour. Practice what you preach or don't preach at all.